It just crashed. That was weird. Wonder what made it crash. I gotta do all that menuing again. Well, that's nothing to get upset over. Oh, I think I know why. I had XSplit and OBS open. Well, let's just go ahead and do that again really quick. That's weird. It has never crashed on me before. It's been pretty civilized. Oh, what the heck happened there? Well, of all times to crash, that's the most preferred time to do it. Of all times to crash, I'm not actually doing gameplay. I think it's the most untilting time to crash. So I'm not really looking to tilt today. It's like over 100 degrees outside, so I don't really need to be tilting, making myself more sweaty. I'm in it to just chill today. No mauled. It's kind of going to be hard to maul because I use the DLC to just get this done quick, because I actually got the Platinum Trophy on this, on the real hardware. And I also played this in Japanese and English, because I imported the Japanese one because I didn't think that this was going to get localized. So I played through the whole thing I did that combo command run, or like half of it. And then they just kind of randomly decided to localize it, which I was not expecting. So, I don't really care about the authentic experience, because I've already done it multiple times. I had to start from scratch when this came out in English, so... What's up, Shineo? How you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to get the combo command. I don't have too much time to stream. I gotta go take care of the cats in a couple hours, but kind of felt like going on for a bit. How you doing? Nah, it's not your fault it crashed. I think it's because I had my other recording software open or something. I'm alright. They keep their house really cool at my caregiving job, so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to having like really cold air conditioning over there. I just don't play this over there because I'm too used to the 60 FPS now with the lossless scaling. I'll probably play something else over there, like Kingdom Hearts or something. Especially because I'm not good at Kingdom Hearts like I am with Tales. I'm pretty terrible at Kingdom Hearts. It's weird because I'm like an OG Kingdom Hearts player. It was kind of weird for me to realize that, like, I'm older than the average Kingdom Hearts fan, because the first Kingdom Hearts came out when I was 16, so it definitely wasn't a childhood game for me. It was a game I remember fondly just because I had a rough time in high school for reasons I'm not going to get into, and that game was kind of nice to play, but I never was like a really big fan of it. Yeah, like most of the Kingdom Hearts content creators are like 10 years younger than me. Like they were like actual kids when those games came out, and I was like pretty much a young adult when those games were new. But I did get Kingdom Hearts 2.5 or whatever it's called on Steam, just to kind of expand my horizons a little bit, because nothing's going on with this franchise. This franchise is cooked. They can't even put out their old games. Kinda wanted to give Kingdom Hearts a chance, especially because there's mods coming out with like animation canceling. There's the DMC mod. Yeah, it's a good time to give it another shot. I did play only the numbered games. I tried Birth by Sleep, but the combat in that game was awful. I only played that game for like a couple hours. It's legit terrible combat. That's one thing about the Kingdom Hearts community that I like, is that they call out the bad games for being bad, instead of all the mental gymnastics people do with Tales games. Like, oh, that game's not that bad. Like, nah, it actually was that bad. It actually was that bad, dude. Yes, Zestiria was a terrible game. Zestiria was an embarrassment. Especially the thing about Zestiria was that they said that they were going to stop annualizing the games to make them better and focus on their quality, and then they put that game out. I'm like, you were making better games when you were putting them out every year somehow. without Zestiria, that game is terrible. Like, there's like almost no redeeming qualities except for the music. I don't know how much the music even really counts because you can listen to the music without playing the game. The music was definitely good. They had Go Sheena on the soundtrack. He can't save that game. Go Sheena can't make miracles. You can't save that. You can't save that game. Well, if we're gonna hear anything this year about Tales, it'll be in about, I'd say 2 weeks. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks from now. Anime Expo is going to have a Namco presentation, and I do think that there is a decent chance that we'll get something worthwhile, meaning, like a remaster or something. I know that that's copium. But, there is a decent chance that we'll get something there because we don't really have any other, anime arena fighters to announce. The Slime Tales game, yeah, that actually looks kind of decent. But I'm not really into anime, so I don't know how much of that I can stomach. I play a lot of weeb games, but I actually don't watch anime at all. I haven't since I was in middle school, so the whole anime thing doesn't really vibe with me. It's cool how they're doing something with the battle system again, at least. Yeah, I don't know if I would pre-order that game or anything, but I'd probably check it out. I mean, if nothing else, it shows that they're not completely abandoning the LMBS, which is probably the best thing we can get from it. Because with the Rise's success, I thought that they weren't gonna ever use that battle system again, but clearly they are. All signs point to it not being used again, but I guess not. They're wanting to use it again for some reason. I mean, people were skeptical about this game. They were skeptical about this game because it was outsourced. And this was like one of the last games. This was the last game that came out before the hiatus. So this was actually the last pre-Zestiria Tales game. Now, it wasn't as bad as, say, like Metroid Prime or some other stuff that's come out recently where they have different people doing it. Streets of Rage 4 is another good example. There was a lot of animosity and negativity because it wasn't made by the original people, but obviously these games turned out great. They're an order of magnitude better than what was available at the time, meaning, or what came out shortly after it. Like, Zestiria is such a worse game than this in every way. But these guys did a very good job. I think the slime game having LMBS is just to make it stand out, because I don't know if you've noticed, but like if you're into turn-based games, which I'm not, but turn-based fans are eating really good right now. You've got like SMT Vengeance just came out. Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance just came out and is like doing really well. There's the Dragon Quest games coming. There's Mario and Luigi. There's Honkai Star Rail if you're into gacha. But that game is making like millions of dollars every month. So it's like turn-based isn't outdated. But the problem now is that it's a lot harder for your game to stand out. The thing about Tales is like even the worst games still stood out, right? Because there's no competition for Tales. With turn-based, there's like the most competition there's been in a long time. There's so many turn-based games right now. I feel like if I had that many Tales games to play, or like LMBS games to play within the span of a year, I definitely would not play them all at once. I would get burnt out. And that's kind of the problem with turn-based right now, is people are realizing it's not outdated, but there's just too many of them at the moment, and they're all coming out around the same time, so I feel like that's the only reason why the slime game has LMBS. Like, the only reason. Like, they can make it stand out really easily, even if it's not like peak. It's not like peak LMBS, you know. It's still gonna have its own identity just because it's not turn-based. So I think that actually has some bearing on it. I grew up with turn-based as well, but I never really liked it much. I always wanted to like actually fight and not just stand there and wait. But yeah, I think that was a decision to make it stand out. There's like more turn-based games now than like ever before, pretty much. I mean, they announced like what, like 3 or 4 of them at the Nintendo Direct earlier this week. There's like a ton of them. More than anybody can like reasonably play. Like, nobody has time to play, like, all of those. You're gonna have to start making some hard decisions. Which one are you actually gonna buy and play? 'Cause they're all, like, 50, 60 hours minimum. Turn-based just bores me to tears. I don't find it interesting. I played stuff like Chrono Trigger, but I find it really boring. It's not engaging to me like this is. This is like the only RPG series I care about is this. I legit don't care about like any other RPG series. It's the only one I've stuck with and played almost every game. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, is there's just too many of them. JRPGs are a huge time investment. there's always the risk of like, are you even gonna like the game to stick with it? You gotta put a lot of time into games like this. You might not even finish it, you might not have time, you might lose interest. Everything's trying to keep you on games for like as long as possible. Games are all so padded out now. I actually really like how these two games are. These two games are pretty compact. Well, this one's got a lot more content than Innocents are, but they're still on the shorter side, even if you watch the cutscenes. You remember what to do here? I don't remember. I don't really feel like doing puzzles right now. I just want to fight. It's not doing anything. I actually kind of like when these games don't have puzzles. It's the only thing I play this for is the battle system. It might be a hot take. Everybody's been complaining about how the games don't have puzzles anymore. I'm like, I don't really play these for puzzles. If I want puzzles, I'll play a puzzle game. I'm really not interested in the puzzles at all. Not the slightest. I just want to fight. It's the only thing these games are good for. I don't remember what to do. I really feel like doing puzzles right now. I actually really like the Zelia dungeons where there's just like no puzzles. No getting tilted. Ah, come on, I don't want to do this. Somebody have the solution. I just want to kill stuff. I don't want to do a puzzle. I really wish more games just had skip puzzles. Like, you just don't want to do it, just skip it. This is not what I play these games for. I'm not interested in the puzzles, so I want puzzles, I'll play a puzzle game. Stuff just gets in the way, takes too long. I just look up the solution because I get tilted. Okay, I think I was looking at the wrong solution. Right, let me go ahead and restart this. That's probably why. Found the solution, I'll just use this. I don't want to do this, man. Let me skip it. Hate puzzles. Only thing these are good for is just fighting. Time you take away the fighting, it's just not fun. Doesn't anybody have a video? Does anyone have a video solution for this? The solution's not really helping because it doesn't explain it well. I just want to fight stuff, man. I don't want to do anything else but fight. Do anything but let you fight shit. The only thing I want to do is kill stuff. Shouldn't have played this today. I forgot that there was going to be puzzles. I was actually going to get to play the game today. Not do this. Boring. It's not gameplay. The puzzles in this game suck because they put random encounters in the rooms. I can't see the solution. Can you send it on Discord? Yeah, the puzzles in this game are really annoying because they put random battles in the rooms where you have to do the puzzles. I really liked how in Destiny Remake, the puzzles were less annoying because most of the time they didn't put battles. But like, the battles appear while you're in the middle of doing them. And you get interrupted and you lose your train of thought. Sent it to me on Discord. It blocked your link. It's probably because it thinks it's a phishing link or something. Alright, thank you so much. Let me look for this. Alright, I'm gonna look this up. I actually wish this game did not have random encounters. It's actually like one of the worst things about this game. The random encounters really suck. Actively frustrating. Yeah, that game had some really frustrating puzzles. They really wanted you to just go bald playing those puzzles. The one thing about that game, though, is the puzzles were very tilting and frustrating, but for the most part, they actually didn't make you do them with battles. Most of the time, the puzzles were they were disabled. You got the solution for this one? Let me see if I could figure this one out on my own. Destiny Remake Final Dungeon had some of the most obnoxious puzzles. It's really exhausting. I definitely think that's like part of the reason why they stopped doing puzzles in Tales games, because it's like the battles take a lot more mental stack than turn-based. Like actually be difficult to get. I really think that's part of the reason why, because it's definitely a legit problem. Some of the puzzle-heavy Tales games, like the battles are actually decently difficult unless you did a lot of grinding, so you get exhausted. I do think that's part of the reason why. It'd be nice if they found a better balance, but that's kind of a unique problem with making Tales games, is stuff like that. You have to make the main character OP, and then you have to make the puzzles not too tilting, because the gameplay takes a lot more mental stack. I always thought the Zelia 1 final dungeon was really hilarious because they just didn't even try. It was like a straight line. It's like just a generic straight line. Didn't even try. They just gave up at that point. Like the game needs to be out in game needs to be out in a week. We can't do puzzles. It's gonna be a straight line. Like, no, we're checked out. Sorry. Yeah, Zelia 1 was definitely not finished. Well, the thing about Zelia 1 was they were trying to prevent people from doing infinite combos, but they just didn't do it in the right way. And the ironic thing about that game is their solution for people like us that break the games and stuff was to just make it so most of your moveset is useless. That was the problem. Because it was actually easier. It was easier to beat the bosses that way, because you didn't need execution anymore. Doing the stuff you see in high-level Tales videos takes lots of practice and lots of takes because of RNG and stuff, and then the execution barrier. Then they basically removed it, because they give you Jude, who his just dodge snap pivot has like 100 frames or whatever of leeway. The window is massive, so you just hit them a couple times and then hit the backdash, and then do it again. So it's like it didn't even make the game harder. That was my problem with it. It didn't make the game harder. It made it less fun to play. Like, there's better ways to balance it than that. That was the problem I had with it. That they just kind of decided to completely gut any kind of skillful gameplay, and the way that they solved it didn't fix the problem at all, because you just kind of locked them in a pattern. It kind of felt like you were fighting like platform, like Mario bosses instead of Tails bosses, because the whole like punish thing is just gone. You can't punish stuff because they get hit. I mean, they walk out of it like after like 8 hits, which completely invalidates a massive chunk of your moveset. I don't know what they were thinking. Well, it's just like they never had a solution for how to balance the games, you know, so that you don't just combo them to death. But then they also made the crucial mistake of balancing the game around people like us that put way too much time into this stuff and have the games down to a science. And like the average person does not even play like that. So I always felt like it was stupid to balance the game around sweat lords and cyborgs instead of actual normal people who won't ever play the game to that level. Which is fine. It's good that the games aren't completely balanced around this, but when they do try to do that, it always backfires. That's why we have stuff like the gotcha pull hit stun. That's why we have like gotcha pull hit stun in these games where the same combo will work half the time, even though you're doing it the same. Like if you do a same combo perfectly, it works like half the time. It just doesn't make any sense. That was what was great about these games, is like if you want the combo, you have to interact with the mechanic. But like even if you don't interact with it, when you break their iron stance, they give you forgiveness, right? They give you forgiveness if you drop the combo once or you don't get the counter. It gives you forgiveness. It lets you stagger them again. So like it's a really well-designed mechanic, because if you're good at it, the bosses just get completely shredded, but if you're not, it's still fair.
I
don't remember how to play as Kunzite. That's alright. Yeah, I think Zelia 2 fixed the problem for the most part, but the problem with Zelia 2 is that you just kind of stand there and wait. standing there and wait for power charge is like the optimal thing to do, which is kind of boring. But I'll take that over gotcha pull hit stun, and then there's still like some skill involved. There's the execution is involved, of course. But then also like keeping the combo going requires you to proc different elements, which takes skill. Yeah, the link system wasn't particularly great either. Felt a little gimmicky. I don't know if you play Dynasty Warriors, but Dynasty Warriors has this exact same problem, where they have really awesome new mechanics, and then they don't use them. They have really awesome mechanics, and then they stop using them. Like, they don't become mainstays. It's been a problem with, Dynasty Warrior Musou games for, like, a long time. They have like really nice mechanics and you just kind of just get rid of them. They're just gone. It's like, why? Why don't you iterate on that and make it better over time instead of just going back to the drawing board? Pirate Warriors 4 is a good example. It's a big problem in that game. There's some things in that game that are better, but then there's things that are like objectively worse because they don't keep them. Innocents are, after playing through that game again, the only real faults I have with the battle system is two things. The first is only having 8 slots and having that awesome battle system is just a sin. There's no other way to put it. It really needed more move slots. And the other thing is, on Unknown, the stats are too inflated. Fights take too long, and it's like the whole RPG aspect of it is just kind of gone. I get that they wanted to make it hard, but it's artificially hard like most Tales games. It just comes down to them giving extra digits to their health, which is not interesting. Now you can fix that with herbs, so I think that's less of an issue than the whole only having 8 move slots. But it is still an issue. You shouldn't have to do that in the first place. The stat scaling in that game just gets out of control after you get like past the halfway point. Everything has way too much health. How do you cheese them with a party? I wanted to do solo runs, but they just have way too much health. I was getting kind of chrono triggered. I'm like, I just don't enjoy HP sponges that kill you in one hit. It's not interesting. It's just artificial challenge.
あ、俺さ、食の幸せを伝える。今日はタクでは。
Yeah, but I wanted to do a solo run, and it just felt like I'd either have to grind for herbs or cheat for stats. I wasn't really feeling either. Which is a shame, because I put like 30 hours into preparing that file, and then I found out that the stat bloat is just out of control. I kind of lost interest. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining that the game is too hard. I actually really like that when you miss a guard counter, it's very punishing, as it should be. If it doesn't kill you outright, it stuns you, which has a high chance of killing you. That's a good thing. What's not a good thing is just, you know, giving them extra digits in their health and defense to the point where you're just doing the same thing for longer. That's what I don't like about it. It just felt like, to make it actually fun and not such a slog, I'd have to grind herbs. Which I might still do, because I do love that game to death, but... it's like the stat bloat just kind of like, when you get to the halfway point, it just balloons out of control, and you're like doing like no damage. You're doing no damage, and, you know, one mistake and you're dead. I don't mind getting killed quick. I would prefer that over just being invincible and not having to care. But when you have both versions of artificial difficulty, meaning they have a billion health and you die in one hit, I just find that really boring. Because you're just playing, doing the same thing for longer. Which is a problem I have with a lot of video games, especially stuff that I play, action games. It's very common for that to be an issue. Like Assault Spy, I love that game to death. It's one of my favorite action games of all time. But before he nerfed the hardest difficulty, that game totally had that same problem. Of, like, you know you can do the fight, right? You know you can do it, you know you're skilled enough to do it, but it takes like 10 times longer because of the stat bloat. So, you're just doing really long combos, and you just have to perform better for longer. But it's like not actually interesting, because the fight doesn't actually change. It's just... I don't know, Fell Arms are kind of just for casuals anyway. They're either for people that just want to grind and be the strongest, I mean, which is fine. That's part of the reasons you play RPGs in the first place, is to get strong. But like, if you're gonna do solo runs, then doing that is kind of pointless. I mean, within reason. It seems like Innocence R needs at least a little bit of herbs grinding, which is really boring, and I don't really care for it. But, I mean, other than that, I don't really see a problem with it. Fellarm grinding is, you know, it should be rewarding, but it's also just mind-numbing, and it doesn't really... It's not interesting or fun in any way, it's just... Either play through the game, like, 30 times. Either play through the game like 30 times or just mindlessly grind for a really long time. Or I don't know, we shouldn't really dictate how people should play their video games that they spend money on. I'm not sure where the other island is. Let me see. Oh, I gotta go to the mine anyway. Okay. I mean, Fellarm's solo runs kind of remove all the skill. To a degree, I mean, it depends on how excessively they grind it. Like, did they grind for, like, 200 hours? Or just, like, a little bit? It's like, Fellarms are never worth the investment unless you're gonna go all out. That's the thing about Fellarms. But that's also kind of the problem with doing solo runs with them, is that it's either you're handicapping yourself or you're making the game trivial, neither of which is particularly interesting to watch. It's hard to find a happy medium with Fellarms. It's either like you do crap damage and every fight is doing the same thing for 30 times longer than a normally like leveled character, or you just kind of sneeze on them and they die, which is not interesting either. People can play how they want. I definitely feel if you do that grind legit, you definitely earn the ability to grind like that. Do whatever you want.
手加減は無用だ。僕たちのスピリアは支え合うことで決して折れない剣になる。
How did it reset to 0? Did it overflow? I didn't even know that could happen. do this. I just want the solution. Don't have that much more time left. I'm tired of these damn puzzles. I'm like not wanting to do this right now. You have the solution for this one. Need a skip puzzle button. The solution I have is not very clear. Yeah, this is the last game with combo command. Last one to have combo command is this. And I really want to redo that run with better quality. That's like the whole reason why I'm doing this. Because I didn't finish that run, I kind of reached a part where I just couldn't really continue. And I think with better knowledge, I can definitely do it. No one else has ever really done a run like that before, so I'm not really doing it for clout. I don't care if nobody watches it. I just want to do it for fun. I just want to do it for fun. Oh man, this is a really long video. Is there like a quick solution for it? Oh, I think I found it. Well, there's two reasons I wanted to do this again. The first was the lossless scaling, which I'm using to double the frame rate. That's one reason. The other reason is because of the... I'm using a really good D-pad for fighting games right now to play this. So it's going to be a lot easier, and I have double the frame rate, so if I'm going to finish that run, I would prefer to do it this way. The Vita D-pad is not bad. I'm surprised I did as much as I could with that pad, but this D-pad is an actual legit one that people use for like hardcore platformers like Celeste and fighting games and stuff, so I think it's a much better fit for what I'm trying to do. And then I have 60 FPS as well, which is just even better. So also, Cheat Engine makes preparing these runs a lot easier because you can set the Cheat Engine table allows you to block encounters. So at the beginning of the game where you're just one-shotting everything, even on Unknown, you don't really have to worry about it because you can just turn off the encounters and just get through the dungeons quick, which is definitely what I'm going to do because I played this game to death at release twice. I did like 4 or 5 playthroughs of this game. Yeah, I didn't think that this game was going to get localized, so I actually did buy the game twice.
我が剣のサビになりたい者はかかってこい。もうできいな。
Well, you know what's interesting? Playing both of these games back to back, meaning the past month, these have been the main games that I've been playing on the channel. Like, they really, they upgraded a lot of the models. A lot of the monster models got, like, big glow up. This game's graphics are so much better than Innocence are, which is pretty crazy because this game came out only like a year after. This game looks more on par with what a Vita game should look like. Innocence R has admittedly very poor graphics, and it doesn't really seem like they shouldn't have been able to get this to run at 60 FPS, but I feel like what happened was they couldn't get it to be 60 FPS locked, and they knew with like the guard counter mechanic being very demanding and a big part of what separates a good player and an average player, that they just decided to lock it at 30. But like this game, I definitely feel like the Vita could not run this game at 60, so they just capped it at 30. Yeah, I really think that Innocence R should have been able to run at 60. It's actually pretty whack that it doesn't, because I don't really think it's taxing the Vita at all. I seriously doubt that it is, but I think they made a decision. I think they made a decision to just lock it at 30, so at least it's not ideal for this kind of game to run at 30 FPS, but it is, it's at least consistent. The game doesn't drop frames, which is the lesser of two evils. Wuthering Waves, for instance, stutters and drops frames constantly, and has a very similar parry mechanic to this. And you can like barely enjoy it because it's dropping frames so much. So I think that was their decision. Like, if it's gonna go from 60 to 45, it's better to just cap it at 30, honestly. The problem is that if they had uncapped this game at 60, if you overclock the Vita, it would have run at 60 on real hardware. Yeah. Well, we're not getting an actual 60 FPS patch for this until the Vita emulator has advanced more, because like it doesn't have... I've talked to numerous people about this, because you know, I have the bounty. I have the bounty for this game to get it to run at 60 FPS. But from what I understand, this emulator doesn't have cheats or anything like that, like the PSP emulator does. So that makes it way harder. Problem with this emulator is that they seem to really cater to the Android kids. who are like people who don't have anything but their phone, and they keep harassing the developer to make games work and stuff. And it seems like that's their main priority. So what's happening in the meantime is like the growth of the emulator is really stunted. It's got a fraction of the stuff the PSP emulator does. Like if this emulator had cheats and debugging, we would probably already have like an arts ball and 60 FPS for both games. Like I guarantee that my bounty would have gone through already, but because it doesn't, it basically makes it a nightmare and a half to even consider doing something like that. Which really sucks, but they're trying to work on two versions at once, and it's really stunting the emulator's growth.
悪くない連携だったな。この調子でどんどん行くぞ。
I'll still pay out the bounty when it happens, but realistically, it's completely flatlined by lack of emulator features. I've seen some people complaining like, "Oh, you're not doing actual 60 FPS." I'm like, you know that's a good thing, right? Because the game logic is tied to the frame rate. If this was actual 60 FPS, the game would be running at double speed. Which is exactly the problem with Symphonia. That's exactly what's wrong with Symphonia. The game logic is tied to the frame rate, so if you just try to put it at 60, the game just runs at double speed and it starts tweaking out. So yes, you don't get the benefit of actual 60 FPS, which is better frame pacing and frame timing, but it does look better. And because this game is so easy to run, what it also means is that it basically never drops a frame. So it's a worthy sacrifice. But like actually having it run at actual 60 FPS would not be a good thing. Like you don't actually want that. It's one of those things that sounds really good on paper, but if you actually understand how this game works, you don't actually want it. I just find it funny that they try to like do two versions of this emulator, and it's the Android kids are like the most demanding ones that don't understand that doing stuff like this is hard and it takes time, and like you can't really make a living off it, so obviously they have to, the people working on it have to focus on things that keep the lights on instead of just solely doing this. But apparently getting the Vita emulator, the Android version to work has been like a big part of their development time, so that's why this emulator is kind of, it's nowhere near as good as the PSP one. But yeah, until there's cheats, this isn't really going to, this isn't going to get Arts Ball or anything like that. It's a pipe dream. I wish that wasn't the case, but I've talked to people who know what they're doing, and they said that that's basically the main thing that's preventing it right now. Like, for Wuthering Waves, lossless scaling is pretty nice. Oh, you're not missing anything. I gotta go in like 20 minutes. Thanks for stopping by, man. Catch you next time. Yeah, I gotta go work in a bit, so I'll finish up this dungeon and hop off. Come back later.
水ハーツ電撃デビュー。厳しい戦いだな。この程度でおりゃやるなシング。カルこそ落ち着いていくぞ。水ハーツ電撃デビューってか。
しなきゃ。アイドルなんて柄じゃねえけど
time, so I'm gonna hopefully bottle through this. Got a little bit of a time limit here. Want me over there at 6:30, so I gotta haul ass here a bit. It's not like the cats really care, but it's also really nicely air conditioned over there, so I don't really mind. It's over 100 here in Central California right now. It's horribly hot, so I'll gladly work at a place with really cool air conditioning. I might not stream over there since I'm doing this stream right now. We'll see. Kind of wanted to try Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like really bad at that game, so if I decide to play that, I'm definitely not streaming. If I play some indie games, I might put it over there. No promises.
俺とカルの力が一つになればガンどこいける。
Alright, folks, that's gonna do it for now. I gotta go over to the beast taming job. Thanks for watching, everybody. Probably do some more of this tonight, actually. But yeah, a lot of it is also going to be really boring prep time. So I don't know how much of this I want to stream, but we'll see. I'll catch you guys later. Got enough time to grab a snack and get dressed and head over there. Depending on what I feel like playing on Steam Deck tonight, I might stream over there, but I'm kind of leaning towards Kingdom Hearts, and I'm really bad at that, so I'd rather play that in private. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys later tonight for sure.